Welcome to Vital Horizon. We have been told the story of the end of the world 1,000 times. But while we were watching movies about robots taking over, AI was busy learning how to save us. This is a glioblastoma cell. It is the most aggressive cancer in the human body. 5-year survival rate, 7%. While other cancers have seen survival double or triple, glioblastoma has barely moved in decades. For 50 years, our best weapon against it has been chemotherapy, a poison that floods your entire body, destroys your immune system, makes your hair fall out, and wrecks your gut lining. And after all that destruction, 99.3% of the drug never even touches the tumor. Since Richard Nixon signed the National Cancer Act in 1971, the National Cancer Institute alone has spent over $170 billion. Overall survival has climbed to 70%, a real victory. But for the cancers that kill the fastest, pancreatic, glioblastoma, late-stage lung, the gains have been agonizingly small. Not because we don't understand cancer, but because we can't reach it. Your brain is protected by the blood-brain barrier, a membrane so effective that 98% of all drugs ever developed cannot cross it. It is the reason we can put a robot on Mars, but can't deliver medicine to a brain tumor 6 centimeters from your skull. So what if we stopped flooding the body with poison and started building something that could find the tumor on its own, unlock itself only when it arrives, and deliver the kill with zero collateral damage? That is not a hypothetical. In 2024, researchers at Karolinska Institute in Sweden built exactly that, and it shrank tumors in mice by 70%. Every cell in your body contains DNA, a molecule made of 4 chemical letters, A, T, C, and G. Here is the rule that makes everything possible. A always bonds with T. C always bonds with G. Always. No exceptions. This is the most reliable lock-and-key system in nature. In 2006, a computer scientist named Paul Rothermund at Caltech had an idea. What if you designed 200 short DNA strands, each one programmed to grab 2 distant points on a longer strand and pull them together? Like 200 tiny hands, each one folding a specific crease in a sheet of paper. You mix them in a test tube, add salt water, heat it up, then slowly cool it down. And in about 2 hours, the DNA folds itself. No machines, no factory, just chemistry. The result is a structure 80 nanometers wide, 1,000 times smaller than a human hair, with the precision of a Swiss watch. But the shape alone is not the breakthrough. What makes this a weapon is the lock. On the surface of the cage, researchers attach molecules called aptamers, molecular sensors programmed to recognize one specific protein, a protein found only on the surface of cancer cells. The nanobot drifts past 1 billion healthy cells. Nothing happens. But the moment it touches a cancer cell, it opens in milliseconds and delivers its payload directly to the target. Nothing else in the body is touched. This is not a pitch deck. This is a timeline of published, peer-reviewed results. In 2014, researchers at Bar-Ilan University and Harvard injected DNA nanorobots into cockroaches. The bots performed logical operations. If cancer cell detected, then release drug. It worked. In 2018, a team published in Nature Biotechnology. They injected DNA nanorobots into mice with cancer. The bots found tumor blood vessels, delivered a clotting agent called thrombin, and choked off the tumor's blood supply. Over 1,200 scientists have cited that paper since. In July 2024, Karolinska Institute published in Nature Nanotechnology. They had built a DNA nanobot with a kill switch triggered by acidity, the exact condition found inside tumors. In normal tissue, the weapon stays hidden. In the acidic environment of a tumor, it exposes a hexagonal pattern of peptides that tears cancer cells apart. In mice with breast cancer, tumor growth dropped 70%. And in November 2025, Nelson's lab at ETH Zurich steered a magnetic micro-robot through the cerebrospinal fluid of a living sheep's brain and delivered a clot-dissolving drug to a precise location. The blood-brain barrier? They navigated around it. Right now, March 2026, a company called Bionauts Labs is running the first FDA-approved human trials of magnetically guided micro-robots. Their target? Glioblastoma, the deadliest cancer we know. The one that hasn't budged in 50 years. 20 years from theory to human trials. From folding DNA in a test tube to steering robots through the human brain. The question is no longer, can we build it? It is what happens when everyone has it. Here is what changes. Today, we find cancer when you feel a lump, or a scan catches a shadow, or your body starts failing. By then, the tumor is millions of cells strong, but a nanobot swarm circulating in your blood could detect 200 abnormal cells. Before you feel anything, before it is even cancer yet, the prescription is not chemotherapy. It is a command. Redirect the swarm. The nanobots already in your bloodstream reroute to the anomaly. No hospital visit, no side effects. The tumor never becomes a tumor. This is not 2050. These companies exist today. Bionauts Labs in Los Angeles is building magnetically guided micro-robots for brain tumors. Their device is smaller than a grain of rice. They navigate it with external magnets, like a remote-controlled submarine in your bloodstream. They have raised $63 million and have FDA approval for human trials. DNA Script in San Francisco has built a machine that prints synthetic DNA on your desk. The same DNA you would use to fold a nanobot. What once required a university lab now fits next to your coffee maker. A nanobiosim in Cambridge has built Gene Radar, a handheld device that detects diseases at the molecular level in minutes, not days, not in a lab, in your hand. In 2023, Rejuvenate Bio published a study showing that partial reprogramming with Yamanaka factors, 4 specific genes, extended lifespan, and reversed age-related changes in mice. The biological clock ran backward. We are not there yet in humans, but the trajectory is clear. Her grandmother died of breast cancer at 52. The same cancer that today, a DNA nanorobot can shrink by 70% in mice. 1 generation apart. The distance between dying of cancer and never knowing you had it. The nanomedicine market was valued at $190 billion in 2023. By 2030, it is projected to more than double, to over $400 billion. That is not a niche. That is a migration. The same kind of capital shift that built Silicon Valley is now flowing into biological machines. And unlike the last technology revolution, this one does not require fiber optic cables or server farms. DNA is the most cost-effective material for building complex, self-assembling machines. The raw ingredients for a nanobot? 4 chemicals you can order online for the price of a coffee. Remember this cell? Glioblastoma. 7% survival, 50 years of stagnation. 0 collateral damage. 0 healthy cells destroyed. Every milligram of medicine delivered exactly where it needs to go. Not 0.7%. 100%. Every breakthrough on this list was called impossible 10 years before it happened. Everyone was published in a peer-reviewed journal. Everyone built on the last. This is not hype. This is a trajectory. And the next point on this line is you. We spent the 20th century adding years to life. Average life expectancy went from 47 to 79. That was sanitation, antibiotics, and vaccines. Blunt instruments. Brilliant, but blunt. The 21st century will not add years to life. It will add life to years. Not by extending the decline, by eliminating it. Not by curing disease after it wins, by catching it before it starts. The machines are already being built. The trials are already running. The only question left is whether you will understand what is happening before it happens to you. The war on cancer lasted 50 years and $170 billion, fighting with a blindfold on. The blindfold is coming off. While these results in the lab are incredible, it is important to remember they are still in the trial phase. We are not replacing doctors yet. We are giving them better tools. If this is the kind of science that matters to you, data, not hype, subscribe. Next week, the fusion reactor that just broke even and why your electricity bill is about to disappear. This is Vital Horizon.